I used to be a waiter at Outback serving many tables, and now I run a large company, and that's it. I have 500 employees, more than one office, and reach more than 40 million people every month. And you can do the same. Will it be easy? Of course not, but you can. And I'm going to divide this video into 3 parts, each covering a lesson I learned as a waiter that helped me achieve more than I ever dreamed. The first one is never stop serving. The second is regret is impossible with good taste, so live below your means. And the third is what separates men from boys is time preference. And I truly believe in the idea Steve Jobs talked about, connecting the dots. I think that everything you do in life can teach you something, and I apply this philosophy in my own life. That's the main point of the video. But before we dive in, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll try to answer everyone. And I really want to get to know you guys better, so please do it. First, never stop serving. Do you guys remember that I mentioned I used to be a waiter at Outback, serving many tables, and now I run a large company? Here's the truth. It's almost the same thing. The difference is that today I serve many more people. Let me share a story with you. I used to know a guy who started a business, a startup. The company had about 5 or 4 employees, all working together and motivated. The business grew, but as it grew, it started to falter. Why? Because this guy chose to stop serving. He wanted to be exclusively served, and he wanted to control everything, and felt like the king of the world. Power consumed his mind, and that doesn't work, obviously. The service started to get worse. Then the employees began to become unmotivated, and he no longer had the same desire to start again. If you want to start a business, keep this in mind. The extent of your success is directly related to how much you can serve. I'll break this down into 2 simple points. First, people won't buy your product if it doesn't add value to their lives. One principle I always apply when selling is this: add value first. You may have heard of CAC, or customer acquisition cost, and CAC is the total marketing expense required to acquire a new customer. What many people don't realize is that achieving a negative CAC is possible, and that's powerful. Here's how it works. When I started making finance videos on YouTube, my channel grew, and I gained more viewers and subscribers. Over time, my videos attracted more attention, and people became interested in my recommendations. As my subscriber base grew, I began to earn through ads and sponsorships. Later, when I launched my books and tutoring services, I promoted them directly through my videos. I even offered exclusive deals and discounts to my subscribers. Now, think about this. Starting a YouTube channel is free. You're only investing your time. So, in this case, my customer acquisition cost was effectively 0. And here's the key. Through my YouTube channel, I was already adding value before anyone even became a paying customer. I serve first, and that's the secret to my success. And second, no one will work for you if you don't give them purpose, rewards, leadership, and valuable lessons. You need to serve your employees too. Many businesses owners struggle with delegation, especially in the early stages. Why? Because they started from scratch, learned everything the hard way, and after all that experience and effort, it's tough to find people who can do it just as well. But here's the secret. You have to create an environment where people can learn and grow with you. That way, they can eventually do the job as well as you can, ensuring your business is in good hands. And listen, every single time I think about reaching a new financial level, I serve even more. When my business started, every Monday I would sit down with my employees, teach them something, and look into their faces to impart a lesson of purpose. Now that the business is huge, I can do that personally with everyone, but I have a close-knit team and I work with them constantly. I help them, study with them, and lead them. I need to continually show that I'm here, motivated, working hard, and fully invested in the team's dreams and goals, because leadership is serving. It's serving knowledge, it's serving purpose, it's serving targeting, serving advice, serving help. That's true leadership. Everything else is bullshit. Second, regret is impossible, but with good taste. Live below your means. Guys, waiters don't have the best income income in the world. Everyone knows that. And during my time as a waiter, I lived very modestly. I ate lunch on the curb, hard times. I'll tell you a quick story. I really like coffee, okay? In my company, all my employees have good coffee for free. I remember one day I invited a school friend over and he brought me a gift. A really cool gift. It was an insanely good and expensive coffee. 100% Arabica and all. That coffee stayed in my kitchen cabinet for a long time. And one day, my regular coffee ran out. So I thought, yeah, time for a fancy coffee. And guys, if I had never tried it, I would have saved a lot of money. Don't try this at home. It's so good. My life has never been the same. And here's the thing. You can easily buy a $5 coffee at Walmart, or you can go for the $40 option. Yeah, we all know which one is going to taste better, but let's break it down with some math. Let's say you go through 2 packages of coffee every month. That's $80 for the expensive stuff and $10 for the cheaper one. Over a year, that adds up to $960 for the fancy coffee and just $120 for the budget-friendly option. Come on, guys. I know you don't want to spend almost $1,000 on coffee if you're not raking in serious money yet, and that's just a frugal mistake. And that's the lesson. I could have perfectly lived without that fancy coffee, which I couldn't afford during my waiter days. But once you've tasted something good, you can't go back. You can't regret it. Your standard of what is good can't go down. And I think that in your early years, when you don't have a high income, you shouldn't develop a taste for things you can afford. Because if you do, you'll make your life harder. You feel dissatisfied with all those things you think are good and that you deserve but can't afford. And you find it impossible to live under your means. If you live a life of wealth, you will not dare to live in poverty again. If you start sleeping on a good mattress, you will never want to lie on an old mattress again. If you start to eat fancy food, you will despise Taco Bell. Yeah, the truth is tough. And the third one is, what separates men from boys is time preference. I don't know if any of you have ever been a waiter, but the job is crazy. There are always a million tasks happening at the same time. Get the plates, write down orders, deal with difficult customers, and a lot of other things. Waiters never have free time. If you are a waiter, you are always doing something. What I learned from this is how to manage time. And yeah, I always had to prioritize, think quickly, and make a lot of decisions fast. And that's a really good skill to develop. Why? Because everyone is born a billionaire, a time billionaire. When you are young, you have wealth in time. We're all granted a finite amount of time. Yet, too many people fail to realize the true value of this asset until it's slipping through their fingers. Imagine having billions of dollars, but losing $86,400 of it every day with no way to earn it back. That's what happens with time. And the problem most people have is thinking they have time. You may have a lot of time, but it's not infinite. Do everything you can to never look back and think, boy, I wish I had more time. Treat time as your ultimate currency because it's more valuable than any amount of money in the world. Every second spent is an investment. And like any investment, the returns depend on how you choose to spend it. And why I said that it's time preference that separates men from boys and women from girls. Boys and girls choose to spend time on social media, games, OnlyFans, and other distractions. Men and women choose to spend time on personal development, hard work, and intense study. Boys and girls tend to think short-term. Men and women focus on long-term goals. So, learn how to be a lord of time. That's the path of wealth. I don't know if you guys have heard of the famous marshmallow test. In the experiment, kids were given a marshmallow and told, hey, you can eat this right now, or if you wait a few minutes, you get a second one. Some kids decided to wait, while others couldn't resist and ate it right away. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Researchers followed up these kids years later and found something remarkable. The ones who were able to wait for that second marshmallow, the ones who could delay their gratification, ended up being more successful in life. More, the children who were willing to delay gratification and waited to receive the second marshmallow ended up having higher SAT scores, lower levels of substance abuse, lower likelihood of obesity, better responses to stress, better social skills as reported by their parents, and generally better scores in a range of other life measures. Why? Because they learned early on how to control their immediate desires for a bigger reward in the future. This study shows a powerful lesson. The ability to delay gratification and resist short-term temptation is a strong predictor of long-term success. Guys, I really want you to finish this video confident about your potential. I want you to know that it's possible. If I can do it, you can do it too, believe me. And if you like my content and find it useful, subscribe and click the bell button to receive my notifications. That's it. See you later.